Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover the hidden stories behind the numbers. Today we are diving into a filing from Independent Bank Corp that might just reveal whether this bank is truly a rock or just a pebble in the stream of finance. We've got some key financial updates that could spell good news or signal stormy weather ahead. And before we jump in, if you love getting these decoded insights, make sure you are subscribed. We also have a fantastic Discord community linked in the description where you can chat with us and other finance fans. Alright, let's get down to business with Independent Bank Corp. This report walks us through their financial performance, specifically focusing on the quarter that ended the 30th of September 2025. Think of it as a report card for that 3-month period. Now, the most exciting part for us is what the numbers are actually saying. Companies like this don't just report revenue, they report on their earnings, their condition, and what is happening under the hood. This section is where they officially tell us how they did. They announce their earnings for the quarter, and this is being furnished, meaning they are sharing it with us, but it is not being officially filed, in the same way some other documents are. What that means is it is important for understanding their performance, but it has slightly different implications under the law. Essentially, they are sharing the news about their performance, but they are being careful about the legal responsibilities that come with it. It is like saying, here is the update, but don't sue us if future results differ. Then there is this part regulation FD disclosure. This is all about fair disclosure. It means they are making sure everyone hears the important information at the same time. They have presentation materials that they will discuss during their earnings call, and these are also being shared. So, they are giving us both the raw earnings announcement and the slides that likely highlight the key takeaways for investors and analysts. It is a two-pronged approach to keep everyone in the loop. The press release exhibit 99.1 is where we get the headline numbers. For the quarter ending the 30th of September 2025, Independent Bank Corp would have announced their net income, their earnings per share, and maybe some commentary on loan growth, deposit trends, and overall profitability. The presentation, Exhibit 99.2, will likely break these numbers down further, perhaps showing comparisons to previous quarters or the same quarter last year. It might also touch on their strategy, what they expect for the future, and any challenges they are facing. For those who invest, it is important to know what they're trading. Their common stock with a par value of 1 cent per share trades under the ticker symbol INDB on the Nasdaq Global Select Market. This means it is a publicly traded company and its stock is listed on a major exchange. Now, let's imagine we can see those exhibits in the press release and presentation. We'd be looking for numbers that tell us if the bank is growing, if it is making more money, and if its assets are healthy. We want to see things like total revenue, net interest income, non-interest income, and importantly, different measures of profitability like net income and earnings. Per share, we also look for metrics about the quality of their loans, such as the provision for loan losses and non-performing assets. For example, if their net interest income, which is the difference between what they earn on loans and what they pay on deposits, has increased significantly, that's usually a good sign. If their earnings per share or EPs has gone up compared to the previous year, it suggests they are becoming more profitable for shareholders. However, we would also scrutinize any increases in their provision for loan losses. That could mean they are anticipating more borrowers to struggle to repay their loans, which is a red flag. We would also want to see the trends in their deposits. Are customers trusting them with more money, or are people moving their funds elsewhere? This gives us insight into the bank's stability and growth potential. A strong deposit base is crucial for lending and overall financial health. We're looking beyond just the raw numbers though. We want to understand the story. Are they expanding into new markets or are they shrinking their footprint? Are they facing increased competition and how are they responding? The presentation materials would likely hint at this with discussions about their business strategy and outlook. This filing is essentially a snapshot. It tells us where Independent Bank Corp stood at a particular moment in time. While this specific filing focuses on the earnings announcement, it is important to remember that these reports, like Form 8K, are used for significant events. This one is clearly about announcing financial results. To get a more complete picture of the company, Financial Health, you would typically look at their more comprehensive filings like the 10Q for quarterly updates or the 10K for annual reports, which provide much deeper dives into their operations, risks, and financial statements. Looking at this filing as a whole, Independent Bank Corp is keeping its investors informed about its most recent financial performance. They are complying with the rules by ensuring timely and fair disclosure of this information. The key, as always, is to dig into the specifics of those exhibits, exhibits 99.1 and 99.2, to truly understand the nuances of their performance. Now, my take on this, Independent Bank Corp is doing what it is supposed to do by reporting its earnings. The real test comes when we examine the actual numbers within those exhibits. If the earnings per S-share are up and the interest income is growing favorably, that is a strong indicator of positive performance. However, if we see significant increases in loan loss provisions or a stagnation in deposits, that could signal underlying issues. It is a bit like looking at a report card. The grades tell a story, but understanding why those grades were earned is where the real insight lies. Are they making smart moves to navigate the current economic landscape? Are their strategies for growth sustainable? These are the questions we need to answer by dissecting those financial statements. Without seeing the actual figures in the press release and presentation, it is hard to give a definitive verdict. But the structure of this filing clearly indicates they want to communicate their results and any accompanying commentary openly. The biggest risks for any bank in today's environment often revolve around economic downturns impacting loan quality, rising interest rates affecting their borrowing costs and investment portfolios, and increasing competition from both traditional banks and newer fintech companies. Opportunities might lie in strategic acquisitions, expanding into underserved markets, or innovating with new digital banking services. In conclusion, this particular filing is a signal flare. It tells us that Independent Bank Corp has news to share about its performance. The crucial next step is to access and analyze those attached exhibits to see if the story the numbers tell is one of robust health or one that requires closer attention and perhaps a bit more caution. Alright, that is our breakdown of what this Independent Bank Corp filing is all about and what to look for. What are your thoughts on these types of disclosures? Do you think banks are transparent enough? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to check out our Discord community in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.